مع تسريب طلب المدعي العام السويسري التعاون القضائي مع السلطات اللبنانية، برزت تغريدة للنائب السويسري الاشتراكي فابيان مولينا يهلل لبدء تحرك هذا الملف بعد نحو سنة من الضغط في هذا الاتجاه. الجديد تواصلت مع مولينا لفهم كيفية انطلاق أولى شرارات هذا الملف.
Well, what I know is that when I was in Lebanon in 2019, I learned during the protests on the street that there are claims to Switzerland to become active in the matter of money laundering. And so I became active in Parliament to ask my government to take the necessary steps. But now we have a different procedure from the side of the Attorney General, and since Swiss justice is independent, I, as an MP, cannot interfere, and I don't have the information to this case. But it's now to the Lebanese authorities to cooperate with Swiss authorities to make sure the necessary proofs are found so that they can be brought before a Swiss court.
كان لابد من السؤال عن أساس الشبهة، وهل هي نتيجة تراكمات مالية طائلة في حسابات موظف عام أي حاكم مصرف لبنان؟
Well, when you look at the money that came after 2016 from Lebanon to Switzerland, you can see that it increased a lot. And this is an indication for a change in the banking relations between our two countries. And if you look at what amount of money certain individuals might have brought to Switzerland, there are some questions to be asked. The Attorney General just made, after the leak in the Lebanese press, made a statement to our Swiss press that there is a procedure going on concerning money laundering involving the Banque du Liban. What was the money coming from Lebanon to Switzerland? In this period, it is more than 2 billion that came in plus. It is not certain that all this money is money that does not come from a legal source, but it is just remarkable that since then a lot more money came to Switzerland. Okay,
but to be very specific, we are talking during the 4 past years, and that means from 2016 to 2020, we are talking about 2 billions.
Exactly.
All right. مولينا وخلال المقابلة تحدث عن تواصل مع مجموعات من المجتمع المدني، ولدى سؤالنا تمنع عن الإفصاح عن اسمها، لكنه تحدث عن أهمية التعاون القضائي من قبل السلطات اللبنانية.
But to continue with this case and to make sure that enough proofs are found to bring this case to the court, we need full cooperation from the side of the Lebanese authorities cooperating in this case.
But can you actually confirm that the judicial process has begun and will not stop, or you can't even confirm that?
Well, I can confirm because our Attorney General confirmed it publicly that this procedure is ongoing, and if there are enough proofs, the Attorney General, according to Swiss legislation, will continue this investigation.
يتابع مولينا القضية مع تأكيده احترام مبدأ فصل السلطات، لكن كان لابد من الاستفسار عن تجميد أموال سلامة في سويسرا. Media reports revealed that a Swiss decision to freeze the governor of Lebanon's central bank, Riyad Salameh's account in their banks has been made. Did you confirm this information?
I just confirmed that according to Swiss law, Swiss authorities are obliged to do everything necessary to make sure that the money will not be taken away during this procedure. And that means that it is for sure that in the case of in that case that we are talking about, some steps have been made.
To make it very clear, because it's a very specific point, it's some sort of a conclusion regarding the law. That means that as soon as a judicial investigation is opened, the accounts are considered frozen. But there is no official statement, let me say, that there are $400 million that are frozen now in the accounts of Riyadh Salameh. That's right?
Precisely.
Because some media reports, just to make it very clear, are quoting you that you said that the amount of $400 million are now freezed.
I learned from the press that we are talking about $400 million in this specific case. And if this is correct, we can assume that this money is blocked. But I do not have details since I am a member of parliament, and in the Swiss system of separation of power, I'm not part of this procedure. So I cannot confirm anything, but I can read the law and I can make my assumptions.
Until the time of this interview, we are still talking about assumptions, right?
Exactly.
All right. You did not say by word that $400 million were freezed in the accounts of Lebanon's governor or the governor of Lebanon's central bank, Riyadh Salameh.
No, I cannot confirm that $400 million were frozen. I can just confirm that this amount of money was mentioned in the press, and if Switzerland's authorities are asking for cooperation with another state, it has to be, they have to make sure that this money cannot be taken away during the investigation.
Okay. I bet you know by now that our governor chose to be questioned in Switzerland. And given the assumptions that we are talking about frozen accounts, do you think he chose to be questioned in Switzerland, maybe to offer a legal settlement?
According to Swiss law, it is possible that accused persons are questioned directly in Switzerland, but since I do not have information about the status of this procedure and about the tactic of our prosecutor in this matter, I do not know whether they asked formally the presence of certain individuals from Lebanon.
Some investigations, I did myself, are showing that there is a company, which is Optimum Invest, a Lebanese company, that is truly involved in some of the Eurobonds and commissions that may be the source of the money transferred to Switzerland or to the Swiss banks. Do you have any idea if it's related to this company?
It is to the justice to verify this sort of information. What I can say as a politician is that we in Switzerland have certain problems with certain banks that are not fully fulfilling their obligations to make sure that corrupted money is not coming to their bank accounts.
If I'm not mistaken, you are talking about a mutual crime.
If the Attorney General of Switzerland is investigating concerning money laundering, this is a mutual crime, yes.
Speaking of political interests, some are saying that our governor is used as a scapegoat. Can you confirm that at least the laws or the Swiss laws do not work that way?
Swiss laws do not work that way. Swiss laws make sure that if a procedure is started, there needs to be sufficient evidence for a procedure. And you can be sure that if Swiss authorities are asking formal cooperation with a foreign state, that they are absolutely sure that there is enough evidence that make sure that this is founded. Otherwise, it would be very embarrassing.
مطالعة طويلة قدمها النائب السويسري بشأن القضية من دون أن ينجح في كشف تفاصيل أساسية. إلا أن النقطة التي حاول العودة إليها عند كل فرصة كانت ضرورة التعاون القضائي اللبناني، وإلا حتى القضاء السويسري نفسه لا يتمكن من الوصول إلى خواتيم التحقيق السعيدة. ليال سعد، قناة الجديد.